Hello everyone. I've been getting a lot of questions recently about what kind of stuff I like to carry on some of the trips that I go on. So today I'll be talking about my knife selection and this setup right here I take with me on trips that are just local, a couple hours, all the way up to 18, 22 day long range fishing trips. I'm pretty well covered for the most part with just what we got here. So number one is this knife. This is a Forstner 8-inch breaking knife. Full disclosure here, the majority of the knives will be Forstner and Dexter. It'll be Forstner Victorinox and Dexter-Russell is the name of them. They all have roughly the same style of knives. Not much difference. One handle's black, one handle's white. Sometimes they do wood handles, but for the most part, you can go with either brand and you'll be happy with what you got. But this one's an 8-inch breaking knife. It's probably the most popular knife for fishing down here in Southern California, as well as down into Mexico. It's perfect for filleting anything really, calico bass, rockfish, up to the bigger tunas. It's a perfect size to be your utility kind of bait knife, stripping up squid, chunking up mackerel, whatever. It's just if there's one knife to have, it's probably that one for all this. But since we're going with my preferences and whatnot, I chose these four. But anyway, 8-inch Forstner or Dexter breaking knife. That's kind of what it's called in the stores, and I'll have the links all somewhere here so that way you could click right through and check them out yourself. The next one I'd like to get to is this one. This is a 6-inch boning knife. I do like this better for the bigger fish per se. 15 pounds and up, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. Once you start getting into the bigger tuna, this might not reach as where you need it to in order to cut through a really thick loin. So you're gonna have to probably go with the 8-inch breaking knife. But for damn near all the school size tuna, the yellowtail, the sea bass, the Dorados, halibut, this is what I fillet the majority of the game fish, the bigger fish, with that. And then this dude right here, this is a Dexter-Russell. They just call it a fillet knife. That's all it is. Breaking knife, boning knife, fillet knife. I love this for smaller fish, rockfish, whitefish, calico bass, stuff like that. It's got a big diameter, so I can get through the whole fish. Nice and flexible if I needed to really skin it properly to my liking. They make this, Dexter at least makes this in high carbon steel, which is what this is, or stainless, which the rest are. The pros and cons with both. Stainless will stay much cleaner, much longer. You basically just rinse it off, soap, whatever, you're good to go. This, if you clean it, it will rust if you don't dry it and kind of put some oil on it every now and then. It even kind of starts to rust here where I'm not able to reach it, but this takes a little more care. You got to go out of your way a little bit more. So if you're down for that, I'd recommend this. But if you're kind of just, you're fishing, your knife care kind of ends when your boat hits the dock, I'd probably go with the stainless one, a little easier. The main reason why I prefer this over the stainless is the high carbon steel. It stays sharper, and I believe it can get sharper, but it's just harder. So it stays sharper longer, which, everyone prefers a sharp knife. It's just safer. It makes you look better when you fillet. Your product turns out much better. So if I can have a sharper knife, I prefer that. So this is the one where I choose to have the high carbon, but they also, like I said, they also make it in stainless as well. So those are the knives I like for filleting and disassembling fish. Now this one, this crazy looking fella, is a skinning knife. Victorinox, or Forstner Victorinox, makes this particular one. You go right over to the Dexter site or a tackle shop or whatever, they'll possibly have the same looking thing with a white handle. It's the same deal. Basically a thick, big, curved, rounded blade. This is just my favorite knife for gilling gutting big tuna, or any fish rather. It's pretty popular now to be gilling gutting your fish now before you put it on ice, put it in the fish hold and what have you. You can do it with any knife really. It's just easier with certain knives, this knife being one of them. When you have to go in a head cavity, you can actually effectively have the knife pointed straight in at a 90-degree angle and have all that surface area cutting where the gills meet the head or whatever. It's just really good reach and can cut easily. You can do the same move with a sharp pointy knife like this, 6-inch with the boning knife. It just got that tip touching, whereas this actually has, you know, a couple inches of surface area for that cut. My time I've spent gilling gutting fish just gets cut down tremendously with this. That paired with it stiff, it just seems much easier and safer to gill and gut, especially the big tuna, but anything really with this style of knife. All these other ones are a little more flexible. The longer it is, you'll notice the more flex it has. So when you do make those pushing cuts, if you're trying to gill and gut a fish, it kind of messes with what you got going on. So the shorter, stiffer, in my opinion, is the way to go with that. These 4 knives get the job done for me in every sector basically I go on. I love a lot more knives for different applications, but when I am forced to kind of live out of a single bag for days at a time, this is what I trust to get it done, these 4. I also have this knife index. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I will find out. I'll list it in the comments or in the bio below or somewhere here. But this is just a great way to stay organized, keep your knives safe, all in one place. You know, just kind of face it up. Everything goes in pretty nicely. Nice little slots. Beautiful little knife index. Folds up all tidy like. And now I could put this safely in my duffel bag. I could put it anywhere, but it's nice, it's mine. People don't confuse it, walk off with it. I love it. That being said, if you were to go out on a trip and make this your go-to thing, I would definitely keep them in knife sheaths. Just an added layer of protection. If it's flat, it's not going to do anything, but shit, if you're loading or unloading and, you know, it crams against something, it has potential to go through this, and I don't think this is by any means Kevlar or any sort of crazy protective material. So, you know, definitely want all your blades to have some sort of knife sheath on it. And if you can't find something this clean as what we got online, anything helps. This odd, weird little blade, in a pinch, you can just put, you know, a piece of plastic over it that it came with, put some tape on it, just another layer of protection, you know, keep everything, you know, a little more safe. And then when you're ready to fillet, when you're ready to chunk squid, whatever you're doing, whatever fishing style you're doing, open this up, got it, and you're ready to go.